You're awake. Thank... Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont. Estinian never was one for emotional farewells. Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times. Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
It looks like the voice acting's out the way for now.
Yeah, you're in that reprieve part, yeah?
Yeah, I'm speaking to Edmund at the Count Edmund at the moment.
I am about to hit the credits very soon.
Oh, fair enough. I'll probably not be too far away from that, I'd have thought, at this point. We've probably got some more cutscenes to go through, but...
Yeah.
Well, he was a fucking bitch at the end there, not letting me get the killing strike and coming back to life, and then I get a migraine and the bastard takes advantage of it.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, the credits now have just started. So.
Fair enough. I'll obviously let them play out, but you feel free to skip them if you want to, buddy.
Yeah. I'll probably let him play out as well, honestly, because...
Nice tash. We finally have a sort of face to put to the voice in our head.
Yep. Which has been calling the Scions away and trying to get to us as well.
Couldn't have picked a worse fucking time to do it.
Yeah, the timing's been not great in any one of those instances. Though we will find out later there is a reason for that timing.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
As it looks.
Starting to put the story together in my whole head, and I mean by that I mean the entirety of the game, not just like bits and pieces.
Yep.
I'm actually back in the game though. I need to head to the Rising Stones.
Yep.
Which means I'm not quite done yet. Teleportation, yeah! Up as a lollipop. And there's your teleporting rope for tonight. Alright, well, why am I getting the chocobo? I literally have to just go through this fucking door here. I guess another cutscene. Yep, cutscene again. Looks like it might be voice acted.
Yeah, anything from here on out is voice acted.
Ah, fair enough, I'll mute up then.
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him. Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Urianger, Alphano, Alize... You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home. As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid, and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. Or what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. She will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
And cutscene is, sorry, credits are playing, guys, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Even though I actually can't see a single credit yet, just Final Fantasy 14.
They'll
Oh, there
be
we go.
coming. Yep.
There's Lise.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's our second expansion back down, and 3 of the 5 main portions of 14 done.
Yep.
I just quick heads up though, I do love this picture of Lise here. I love the coloring and everything. It looks fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, they need more of that.
Yeah,
Not for the whole credits, mind you, but
there's Lord Heen.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, when we usually get to the credits, we will usually talk about the expansion pack in itself.
Yep.
And we've discussed this multiple times now. I absolutely loved Stormblood. I thought this was fantastic.
Yeah,
this was... Go ahead.
Yeah, I really like this expansion here. I'm not down on it like other people were, and I believe part of that was because coming off of Heaven's Word, and either expectations were too high or what. But honestly, part of me thinks that Heaven's Word is a little bit overrated, in my opinion.
I'm completely with you on that. I liked Heaven's Ward. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, it wasn't a terrible expansion. It's just I think at times it gets too much credit because you're coming off of ARR. Well, ARR it's got its own problems and it's not perfect in any way, but it was kind of hard to. It was better than 1.0, which was a complete train wreck, which is the issue here.
Well, the less said about 1.0, the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm completely with you on that. I mean, when we were playing through Heaven's Ward, I enjoyed it, but I kept thinking this is the really loaded, really beloved expansion pack, because
yeah,
I wasn't
like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't getting it. Oh, hot evil chick, nice. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just surprised how little it did to excite me, to be fair. But and then I got to Stormblood, and everybody's always so down this one. I was thinking, oh god, this is gonna be a pile of shit. But the more I played through Stormblood, the more and more I enjoyed it. To be honest, I enjoyed it from the get-go pretty much. I love the locales. I love the characters. The story I thought went in a really good direction. Even if I do think they suddenly started becoming a little bit too, as I put it last time, Saturday morning cartoon villain at times. But hey-oh, that's Final Fantasy for you. But I really have enjoyed Stormblood from pretty much beginning to end. I mean, alright, I didn't take advantage of things that they did introduce, because I think it introduced the samurai class and all that, if I recall.
Yep, Stormblood was when the samurai job came out, along with Red Mage itself, actually.
Well, there you go. Well, I have to love it now, don't I?
Yeah.
To be fair, I think, Stormblood was the game, the expansion pack that was just come out when I first started playing. I didn't start playing Stormblood, of course, but it was when I first started playing Realm Reborn.
Game. Yeah, because when I first got through the game and my first character, it was like very back end of Stormblood, like the patch end of it, like 4.1 or whatever.
Yeah. I got him right because you gotta remember, I despite our massive differential in playtime, I was actually playing this game before Nova. And he's not a million miles away from 5 digits in terms of hours at this point. And I'm not even in 4 digits yet, which tells you a lot. But I don't know. People were so down on this, and I wasn't dreading it, but I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a fucking slog to get through. But we'll get through it.
That's why I had to say, it's not as bad as people say.
It's nowhere near as bad as people say.
I think it's part of it is the people's preferences in terms of what was in here, what they like and didn't like, and that's really what it comes down to. It. People are like, oh, this is so bad. It's like, no, it's not.
Again, preference is a problem, but I it's one of those things where you got to learn not to take other people's opinion as your own. And like I say, for me, Stormblood hit pretty much every right note for me. Heaven's Ward hit some good notes with me, but it never was like a finely tuned piece of music.
It's kind of like the thing with Shadowbringers too, where I like Shadowbringers. It's not my favorite expansion though.
I actually don't know. Now. I don't really know much of anything about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Other than a few hints.
Yeah, you'll be going in with a clean slate, so.
Yeah, like
I know SG loves Shadowbringers, and I don't blame him for it because it's got good stuff in it.
It's like everything's had good stuff. Even Heaven's Ward had stuff in it. It's just Stormblood had a lot better stuff than I was expecting. Yeah.
Plus, Stormblood being the thing that introduced the whole deep diving mechanic too.
That was. I've done a very good job of keeping myself free from spoilers. The one time I accidentally spoiled myself was jumping in on one of Nova's streams where he was flying around like a dragon.
I was in a Stormblood area, and I was in the Ruby Sea, and then I actually deep dive underwater. So
I remember watching that and thinking, because at the time I think we were still in the Realm Reborn at that point. Yeah, so that was a long while back actually. But I'm looking at the picture here of what was her name? I'm terrible with the names, to be fair. Yukari?
You're talking about the ninja who served.
No, the hot evil chick.
Oh, Yotsuyu.
Yotsuyu, yeah. Just in terms of the story of her in this was fantastic. She had a fantastic art from beginning to end. I thought, she's one of the more compelling characters in my opinion. Yeah. We talked about it when it happened, but I love the fact that even at the end she wasn't really properly redeemed. She chose to embrace her rage and vengeance, and felt a little bit bad.
Even
for
with
her.
all that too, she still got that one last moment of justice, and she probably deserved more than anybody else.
She deserved it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just glad they didn't have her walk off into the sunset and join the good guys type of thing, which is what a lot of games would have done.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have happened here because obviously, there's still people would have had bad memories of her and would not have trusted her even if she had realized he was living among them. It's eventually someone was going to want to have to go after and kill her or
Absolutely.
mess up, and then shit would have hit the fan. So
Sayonara, hot evil chick, you will be missed.
yeah.
But yeah, I am actually quite looking forward to Shadowbringers because, like I say, Stormblood. I went in not not dreading it, but definitely apprehensive. I thought this was going to be a slog to get through, but no, I enjoyed all of it. And yeah, I'm eagerly anticipating Shadowbringers. That is a fantastic screenshot, by the way, right there. It's
I just got past one with the hooded guy that we finally see.
But yeah, that is going to be Stormblood pretty much beaten at this point. Then, in terms of the obviously there'll be a after credits cutscene, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Always is. They got to do the Marvel thing, of course.
Yep. Yeah, as far as the main scenario quest portion of Stormblood, it's pretty much beaten. There will be the sidestep stuff to be done separately. Way down the line, but because there's also and Stormblood does what Heaven's Word did, and even what Realm Reborn started with, but just did it better because like other things, Realm Reborn did faulty with the 8-man raid. But yeah, there's an 8-man raid for Stormblood, the Omega raids. There's the Return to Evil East 24-man raid. Thankfully, it's not required for main event story thing, unlike the Crystal Tower series.
Yeah.
It's more so required for another side thing to start, which is basically the Shadowbringer relic weapon thing, which, I mean, that's totally up to people to do it themselves whenever you do relic weapons. Each expansion has a relic weapon. There's one in ARR, which is probably the worst relic weapon because of the grind and because it was back in ARR, so what a surprise they came up with stuff that, not surprisingly, did not get used since, right? You stupid books.
Yeah, to be fair, like I say, you learn from your mistakes as you go along with programming the game.
Yeah, they certainly did. They didn't bring that back because, the animal weapon in Heaven's Word was certainly better. The Stormblood relic weapons are actually my favorite ones. It's just that, unfortunately, because any class that gets introduced after Stormblood, unfortunately, does not get introduced to that. So, unfortunately, no Gunblade relic weapon for that, unfortunately, which makes me sad because I would have loved to get that.
A quick question: are you still available for another hour or so?
Oh yeah,
well, absolutely. Then we'll carry on into Shadowbringers tonight. Then.
Yeah, I was hoping we would.
Yeah, I'm still good for a little while yet.
I assume since it's the start of it, you're going to want to start with the trailer then for Shadowbringers, right?
I'll just edit in I'll probably I'll probably stop the recording after the post-credit scene,
right?
And then we'll start up a new recording, and I'll stick on the cinematic before our footage begins in the next part.
Right.
This is what that's what I've been doing anyway for the previous sections.
Well, you're not the only one, and I know SG, I think, has done that too, where he starts off with the
fair enough.
Yeah.
I think
Which actually, I don't blame people for doing that, because it does.
It's
really
basically
help.
like the beginning of a new chapter of the game, so.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like introducing, okay, so, we finished off Chapter 1, which is A Realm Reborn, then we start in Chapter 2, which is Heaven's War, so I'm going to put in this cinematic here. Why not? Plus, it's a good way to fill out 4 or 5 minutes. Well, credits are still going on. I am going to just go and get a drink.
Actually, I did mention, too, that another reason Stormblood is my favorite, because I did like the 8-man raids of it, the Omega raids, and I did also like Return to Evil East, which was not the case of 24-man raids in Heaven's Word. I actually was not a fan of those.
Well, surprising.
So I like these a lot better, so that definitely gave it points. And then obviously I mentioned because of the relic weapon being my favorite, that's another reason why Stormblood's got a much higher bar in my book than others it may be. Other people have come to hate the relic weapon for Stormblood, the grind with it, aka Eureka, but I'm not as down on it as other people are. The only thing I will say about it is that there are separate levels to have to be grinded out on it, like elemental levels, because it's a separate system and a separate instance, but I mean, once you do that, you're basically just doing all the other stuff in there. The areas themselves may be annoying in terms of story plotting and having to get because of where the locations are for some of these things, but other than that, it's not too bad.
I would say back to the 24 raid thing though. I get where you're coming from. Like even with that final battle scene and stuff there on the battlefield, just having the other like NPCs there was really clogging up the screen and making it difficult to focus on what you needed to focus on.